Okay. Okay, so hello everyone, and I think you guys can hear me. So, um, good morning, and let me get started. So, okay, if there's anyone in the live stream who can hear me, can you please, you know, put it in the chat if sound is good, and then we'll get started in couple of minutes. So it's 6:45, so market is yet to uh, open. So let's get started with the analysis with the top down approach. So let's go to the daily time frame and let's analyze what's going on. Just a macroeconomic backdrop. Today was the release of PPI data, that is Producer Price Index or Purchaser Price Index. Um, that it doesn't look like it had a massive impact, but yeah, just so that you know, today was the PPI data or uh, yeah, PPI data release. So let's get started. So as you can see over here, the daily chart, no much change. There is a lot of support around 800, 785, 770. So around um, 7 above 700 there is a lot of support, as you can see the high volume nodes. Let us also look at the weekly hourly candles. So the major support lies at 775 and also 848. So that's the first standard deviation. Let's also look at the hourly candles. So hourly candles, I don't see a major support, um, at least till 855. So that's the hourly candle. And let's go to the daily charts now. So the daily chart right now, the price is near the top of the range, so looks really bullish as of now. But let's see, we are above all the um, top of the range candles, so the price is already above that, so everything looks good, no issues over here. The benefit of doubt should go to bulls. There's no doubt about that. Let us also look at 5-minute chart, um, and QQQ. Okay, QQQ is doing the same thing. We have a resistance at 533.74, and let us go to the VWAP chart. So VWAP charts, it suggests that 852 is the VWAP. So this range, the news range is over here. The top of the range is 21,900 and the bottom of the range is 786. So that's the range. Looks like it is breaking out, so let's see. And also, this is my primary chart, so this is the main chart that I look for. So as you can see over here, this box, this range was the news data range, because this candle is the 530 candle where the news was released. So let's see if we can get the breakout and also sustain above that. So looks like we are surviving nicely above that range, that is this range. So let me draw for the first 15 minutes that line, so that there is a good reference point of what is going on. So you can see over here, this top of the range, that is the news event, if we continuously close above this range, then it's going to be bullish. So there is a very good chance that we can capture uh, almost around 10-15 points by going long around 900. So because 900, if it gets tested, it would be the test of the news range. So that's exactly what I want. So let's see. Delta is looking fairly good. The price is going up, delta is going up. Over here you can see, so the price is going high, at the same time delta is going high. Let me also show you what the liquidity charts are doing. So as you can see over here, this is the book map, and the day just got started, so we'll see heavy volumes, apparently, with good amount of buying activity or selling activity over here. So as you can see, so far organic day, no big deal. Let me try to see if there is any big liquidity zones above. So looks like 22,000 is a big liquidity zone. As you can see over here, this is the zone I'm talking about. So that is 22,000. Let's see if we can touch 928 or something like that to go for a long opportunity. So far looking good, approaching 950. So this is my 5-minute chart. So that 5-minute chart I just use for finding good entries. And let me also share my terminal in which I place my trades. So since this is the start of the day, I would love to do only small sized positions. So I would start with the micro contracts, that is 5 micro contracts. So you can see over here, I have 25 micro contracts, which is divided across all the 5 accounts. So 5 micro contracts. So I am thinking of going long around let's say 922. I just put a limit order over here. Let's see if we can get filled. Actually, yeah, around 912 should be really good, but let's see. Let me refresh it once. Yep, everything looking good. Okay, so 912 I'm putting my limit order. So let's see if we can grab some quick 5 to 10 points. And I'm putting my limit order at 18. Yeah, so basically 6 points. So let's see if we can grab 6 points. Looks like it wants to test the 900. So this test is good, to be honest. So again in the previous news range, so let me show you what I mean over here. So this is the news range line that I have drawn, and as you can see, we not only tested it but we broke out. So now it would be crucial for the next 5 minutes to see if where the market is going on, like if the direction is bearish or not. So that we'll see. But right now, I just took a position at 912, and that's a good thing because I took a position with 5 micro contracts, so I have a lot of room for the buffer zone. So even if I average out at 5 contracts more, then that would be one full contract. So that's exactly what I want. So let's see. Looks like we already broke out on the downside on the VWAP. So let me show you what I mean over here. So this is the liquidity charts, and as you can see, the white line is the VWAP, and we already violated that. So let's see if the markets can hold this thing. So, and currently I just have 5 contracts, that is micro contracts. So let's see. The first 15 minutes would define a lot of things. So this is the first ending of the first 10 minutes. So let's see. So to me, it looks like right now my thesis is going wrong. So how I manage my position is going to be extremely important. And this is exactly why I kept the position size small, so that I have a lot of room for averaging out, since I'm not even trading one full contract. So let's see, the delta is holding fairly well. So let me show you what I mean over here. If you see this chart, right, the price is going down heavily, but delta is not going down that heavily. It is not even violating the previous candle. So that's a good sign, but let's see how it turns out, right? And here what I can do is I can start with just 5 contracts to average it out, so that I can make one full contract. So you can see over here 5 micro contracts, MNQ, right? So that's the reason. I'll put one at 56, which should get filled. So that brings down my average price to 902. One at 48, and let's see. Ideally, what I would love is to test the 22,000 level today, but let's see. Eventually I think it should happen in the mid of the day, but looks like the markets are holding fairly well. And also the first 15 minutes is about to close, so I will draw my first 15-minute range, and I will grab one more contract at 848. If the price approaches over there, and if it doesn't, then it's fine. Looks like we are approaching the VWAP on the cumulative delta chart. So you can see over here right now messing around with the VWAP at 862. So this green line you can see over here is 852, sorry, 862. So coming back to my position, this is the status. I still have 3 contracts to average out to make this one full contract position. But ideally, what I would like to see is, okay, so here's the important development that is happening, which I want to show you. So over here, you can see price is not making higher high, but at the same time, delta is making higher high. So this is something, to pay attention to, because this is what I call, or not only me, this is what is divergence. Divergence is meaning price is doing something and delta is doing something else. So you can see, like, from the delta at least, that the buyers are stepping up. So buyers are right now looking good, and we are also approaching almost a break-even point, but let's see. So I'll just quickly draw my 15-minute range over here. So we are just about to finish. So the bottom of the range is this, right? And the top of the range is this. So let's find the median of the range, which is this, and then the last line is this. So now we have a proper structure. We have the first 15-minute range, and let's see what happens now. Almost about to get break even. So you can see over here, almost about to get the break even price. This was my earlier limit order, so let me just refresh it. So okay, everything looks good. So let's see what happens. Okay, in the money right now, and I am putting my limit order. Actually, there's no even need to put the limit order. I can have a stop order over here because already I'm in profit. So what I am going to do is let this thing run, right? And I'll keep my stop at a reasonable level. So let's see if we can close above the median line, and if we can, then there is no need to close the position, at least without 15-20 points. I don't know why, but I'm using the Safari browser today for the buying of the contracts for the first time for the TradesByAdvait, but looks like Chrome is much faster. So far the status is my average price is 21,889, and I have one last contract which I want to do at 862, and then I'll wait for the prices to recover. So far I don't see any red flags for this setup. So far I am willing to hold on to this position. Unless we see a break of structure or something like this where it closes below 834, then it will be a cause of concern, but right now I don't see any cause of concern as of yet. I don't know why, but today I don't see a huge spike or huge liquidity levels nearby. So let me show you what I mean. So over here you can see, like, normally we get a lot of liquidity levels, but the order book is pretty thin today. So that's what I have noticed. If you see um, above or so, there's only one 22,000 big liquidity sitting over here, but if you look at nearby liquidity, you don't find big liquidity zones. So it looks like the position that we are in, we are almost near the break-even point, and let's see how it goes. Ideally I would want to this thing to run more, so let's see. I can also set a limit order to get at least 100 or odd dollars or so. So let me do one thing. I have done the limit order of 900, which I think it's a good possibility. So let's see what happens. So remember, my position size is only one full contract, that is 10 micro contracts. So it's very important to know that the reason why I'm calm and the reason why I'm letting this position play out is because I don't have a huge position size. So what I'm aiming for is a quick 5-10 points. So that's my goal over here. So liquidity charts over here, you can see right now we are above VWAP. That's a good thing, and right now I don't see any big selling or big cause of concern. Let me also show you if there is any huge news. So until 7:30 you can see over here there is no big huge news, so no red flags over there. We are also above the daily supply zone, so no red flags over there. And finally we are in green again. So let's see. I have put my limit order at 900, so I mean, I can exit out break even point, but I want this trade to, plan out and run in the direction. And I've already put my uh, you know exit at 900, so that is $262 per account, which is really reasonable, not bad. So 15 points is always, base hits. So yeah, ideally it should test that level of 900, but let's see if it can. If it doesn't, we get out, right? Mostly it should. And the reason why I am saying this is if we can close this candle. So let me show you this screen. So if we can close this candle on around 900, then that would be extremely bullish. So the structure over here is we badly need to close above 892. So let's see. $892 is also not a bad option to exit. So okay, looks like approaching 900. Once it does, I would be out. Very near. At this point, I can have a stop order over here at 92, so that at least on the worst case, we make at least $100. But yep. So finally, the first trade of the day, guys, and pretty happy with how things played out. So we netted around 15 points on this trade, and I initially, my position, I started with half contract, that is 5 micro contracts, and then eventually averaged it out to one full contract, that is 10 micro contracts, and I was able to grab 15 points. That my position size, my position was at 21 886, and then I closed out at 900. So pretty satisfied with the first trade of the day, and was able to make $262, and cutting the commissions, it's 257 per account. So not bad start at all. And psychological wise, mental capacity wise, pretty happy how I handled it. So yeah, let's see if we can grab some other opportunities in the market. So now I'm out of the position. Okay, we have a new viewer. Awesome session. Thanks Prashant, and thank you for your time to participate and watch the stream. So really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I hope I'm also sharing my rationale of why and how I'm doing the trading, right? Like the reason why I took this trade, and the reason why I stick to it, is really important. So as long as the viewers understand that, then it makes sense. So that's what it's all about. So grabbing small base hits, not aiming for home runs, not aiming for thousands of dollars, but that and consistently doing it, that is important. So this is why I do live streams like this, so that people can see in real time the thought process that goes behind each trade, and they can learn from it. So yeah, so let me show you the liquidity charts right now. So as you can see over here, I don't see a very big level nearby. So if I go above, the only big level that I see is this one, that is 22,000. And on the downside, in the nearby, I don't see any huge liquidity levels. So this is okay. So I see one over here, that is 21,774. So that is a good level. But as I said, like, according to my experience, the order book is very thin today. So I don't see a lot of huge order depth, or the liquidity is quite dried up. So just make a note of that, all the active traders out there. As you can see over here, the session volume profile, you can see that the majority of the volume has occurred on the downside. So that risk is always going to be there. So that is why I'm keeping my position size very, very small. So I'm starting with half contract and then eventually averaging out to one contract. So one contract in a day is way more than enough for me. So just wanted to get that out there. Like, it's not to make real money, it's not necessary that your position size has to be very big. You can make reasonable money with small amount of position size, so that you can cap your risk accordingly. So I have observed one really important thing over here, and let me show you that thing, which is very critical right now. So as you can see, in the start of the session, the delta was moving with the price. But now, as you can see, the delta is making higher high, but the price is not making higher high, right? So this is not good. These cracks in delta is not good. Basically, what it suggests is the buying power is being absorbed by the passive sellers. Because if delta is making a new high, and right now it's not over here, it's not making a new low, but still the price is not going as up as the last level, that means there is a passive selling zone over here. So if bulls needs to uh, dominate, then they have to at least close above 936. So a closing candle above 936 is going to be really affirming that the bulls are in control. So that is my thesis. And where the 936 is coming from, so let me show you that. So 936 is coming from these two closing candles. So these two big closing candles, and also ultimately any close above 950 is going to be bullish. So but right now I don't see that. So as long as we'll wait for the confirmation, as long as that doesn't happen, there is no reason to be in a hurry, or be take any impatient trades. So right now the only thing that we know is the price is above the median line, and the EMAs is in the state of bullish upward states, because the 5 EMA has crossed the 26 EMA from below. That means this is a bullish crossover. So all we have is this information. Now what we need is consecutive close above 950, because that's the first 15-minute range boundary. So once that is confirmed, then we can have a good setup. But the problem is we have, once we have 950 broken, we have a resistance coming at 980, because this is the R1 pivot level. So this is the first pivot level, R1. So we need to make a close note of that. So guys, I'll be back in a minute or so, like 2 to 3 minutes. So yeah, just stay tuned. I will be back in 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. Okay, so I'm back again, and as you can see, we approached the 950 zone, but we were not able to close above the 950 zone. So as long as we don't close above the 950 zone, it cannot be concluded that bulls are in control. So please make a note of that. Huge candles forming. So as you can see over here, like literally 50 points candle happening. So over here 67, over here 82, like huge candles being forming. So this is the beauty of Nasdaq, right? It gives you so many violent moves that even if you capture a part of it, then it's a really good opportunity. So today is 13th, and I'm just looking at if there is any big news event coming up. I don't see a lot of news events, so should be fairly stable as we move forward on the day. The price action right now is kind of really unstable, like a time where it is forming such huge candles like 50 points. It's too much. And let me also share the liquidity chart. So over here you can see, like, we are just chopping around in the morning. So it started over here and we are just near the VWAP. Price just bounced from the VWAP, so chopping around the 900 zone. That's what is happening. I will keep a close eye on this median line, that is this VWAP and the level of 892, because that 892 is the median range of the first 15 minutes. So let's keep a close eye on those things as well. Okay, so everything looks ready. I was able to switch over to Chrome for higher responsiveness. The 5-minute chart still remains the same. So as long as you can see over here, as long as we are below this zone, right, on the closing basis, we are still in chop fest, right? But if we close above this range or this range, then that would be very bullish signal, because these are the two resistance areas which are really strong. Price tried to break out once, price tried to break out twice, but so far it was not successful in breaking out. So that is how I'm assessing the situation over here. Let's take a look at the delta part. So delta is right now steadily going higher, so not like a big of a move, but steadily going higher. So delta is not concerning right now to me, as long as it is above 916, which is the first standard deviation over here. It is trying very hard to break the 950 zone, but it is not able to for some reason. If this time it tries, then it would be the third time in the day. So let's hope. So this is what this is my primary screen that I look into. So this is the third time it's going to test the 950 zone. So I'm thinking of going long over here around 928 or so, but let's see, I'm searching for that right price to get enter. Okay, I just put a limit order at 928. for a quick 5 point move, because the price action looks like it wants to touch. So let's see. I have already put my target to 5 points, that is 33. Okay, looks like it got filled, so I'm out of the trade. So the reason why I took this quick trade is because this was the third time it was trying to test the 950 level. So that is why I took this trade, since we are just marginally above the 5-day EMA. So that's why a quick 5 point doesn't hurt, right? So just took this scalp to see if the bulls can test the 950 range. But the more we stay below that range, the more concerning it will be for bulls, because um, we might get a washout very soon. So it is very important for the bulls to close above 950. And if it does, then the imminent test would be 980 or 22,000. So let's see how it turns out. So far, delta looks good. So over here you can see delta is holding up fairly well, so I don't see an issue over there. Volume profile charts over here for the 5 minutes also looks okay. Let's look at the daily charts. Here's the volume profile of the daily chart. So the high volume load is below, so looks like it's going for the price discovery, so that is okay. So approaching the 950 zone. This zone is going to be the battleground, so let me draw it for you. So this one, if we can close about this zone, then that would be really good. I'm just seeing if we have any news. Okay, we don't have big news. Looks like it's trying to break out, so let me do one thing over here. Let me try to grab a small long near here, so near 48. See if I can get filled. Almost. Okay, I just got filled at 48 and my target is 54. I already put the limit order over there. Let's see if we can hit it, because it's playing around the first 15-minute zone. That is very crucial, and this is the third time it is testing. Okay, I'm out. So I just booked 5 points of profit, so not bad at all. But as I said, like, this 15-minute zone is taking a lot of time to break out. So the more time it takes, the more riskier it gets. So let's see if it can conclusively break out. So looks like it is breaking out, so that's a good sign. So looking at the liquidity, so let me show you the liquidity chart. So looking at the liquidity over here, the only big level that I can see above is 22,000. So the test of 980 is the next resistance, and also we can see over here, okay, the QQQ, there's a lot of room for run before we face a resistance. But over here, yeah, 22,000 is a big liquidity zone over here. as you can see. And looking at the 5-minute chart over here, so far looks good. So far looks good. And I'm also continuously monitoring the cumulative delta. So cumulative delta right now is fairly going well. So over here price is going up and delta is also going up, so that's a good sign. That's exactly what you want to see. Price and delta are in sync with each other, right? And over here looks like it's going up like really nicely, so that's a good thing. So this zone has been successfully eliminated and broke out. So let's see if we can grab some good longs, but we have to be mindful that the R1 resistance is sitting at 980 level, so that is a huge resistance over there. So let's see if we can close above that resistance. Okay, looks like we touched the pivot level over here. So remember, this is the first close above the 15-minute range, that is this yellow line. So in this day, at least the tone of the day is set, right? The tone of the day has to be bullish because we have broken out of the first 15-minute range. So now the $1,000,000 question is this resistance zone um, enough to put a downward pressure, or it will just give a nice breakout? So that's the question. But as assessing the situation right now, looking at the delta and looking at the liquidity, right now it looks bullish. So the test of 22,000 is a very high probability in my humble opinion. Let's see, trying to see where can I get a good long opportunity. Okay, it looks like 22,000 has been approached, and that is going to be a big battleground because there is a lot of liquidity sitting over there. Now the question is that liquidity enough to bring the markets down? So let's see how it absorbs. So you can see over here how it plays out. Let's see. Upon zooming in, I see that there is an order block at 22,000 of almost 177. So 180 orders are waiting to be filled at that level. So that's a huge order block. On the percentage basis wise, we are up by 0.85 or 0.86%, so not bad, pretty usual. Looking like this is the first pullback, but let's see. So far 22,000 level is holding up fairly well. As you can see, this resistance zone is this resting liquidity is yet it's not yet taken out. So if the markets wants to go up, then this liquidity has to be taken out. So let's see, this was the first try, was the first attempt. Let's see if it can again go for a second one. So that's the 5-minute chart. Right now, markets are at a very crucial inflection point because it is near R1 and it is coinciding with the huge liquidity over here. So let me show you that. The liquidity keeps on increasing. So prior it was 187 orders, right now it's 194 orders. So over here you can see the resting liquidity is it's increasing. So if the sellers are increasing, then that's not a good sign for bulls. Okay, looks like we are having the first pullback. Approaching 968 level. Looks like that was a very strong selling zone. Looks like it got rejected from the second standard deviation over here from the VWAP. Sellers are stepping in for the time being, but let's see if they have the resolve to bring the markets down, which is very unlikely, because looking at the market price structure over here, it's pretty evident that this is the first pullback. I'm trying to find a good opportunity for long, but let's see. Ideally, I would love to go long around 936 or something, but I'm not sure if that price is going to arrive. So I might start with half micro contracts, so 5 micro contracts. So let's see. The most important thing that, you know, under my mind, what is running right now is over here. You can see that, we are up below the R1 level. So if the market has to go high, then it has to close above that R1 level. That is this pivot point, red pivot point, right? So I am trying to assess the situation patiently, right? Not getting rushed by any situation. So patiently, I'm just trying to observe what meaningful insight can we gain out of this situation. So far, markets look strong. Okay, so let's do one thing. What I'm going to do is, why not we take a stab long around the resistance level 80 and then see what's going on, because the test of 22,000 looks very likely, and if I can get in at half contracts, then that would be good, because the delta is not giving up. The R1 pivot level is not getting the prices down, so that is why I'm taking um, a position long. So let's see, but I don't think I will get filled, but okay, so approaching 22,000 again, so I didn't get filled, but the thesis got right, so that's a good thing. Or 976 will also be a good price to get in. Let me show you this one. So it is exactly nearly hovering around the big resistance zone over here, that is 22,000. So if it can eliminate somehow this 22,000 liquidity, then that would be a hugely bullish sign. But right now we have a huge resistance above us, so my whole idea is to capture 5, 10, 20 points. That's it. So if I get some opportunity around 80, then that would be, 20 points to 22,000. So, but doesn't look like I'm going to get that price. It's already trying to get that liquidity. I can zoom in to show you exactly what's going on. So yeah, you can see over here like 209. That is the resting liquidity I'm talking about. Looks like there is a huge fight going on. So one important thing that I wanted to, show you guys is there was nothing in this, technical charts over here that can show me that there is a huge resistance at 22,000, right? And this is exactly why I use the book map, right? I can see the resting liquidity over here, and I can determine that, hey, even if the technical charts doesn't show, or the indicator chart doesn't show, the liquidity chart over here shows that there is a huge resistance over here. So that's very essential. So as you can see, this is the first test of 22,000, and looks like we have transacted heavy volumes over here. So okay, so I don't see the 200 order block over here, so it's taken. So looks like this is a really bullish sign. So let me see, what I want to do is grab a contract for 10-15 points right over here and see if this plans out. So since we have taken that liquidity out now, let me take a position. So I just took one contract position at 22,000, and I'm hoping for 10-15 point move. I hope I can get filled. Okay, so I just got filled. So now I'm just monitoring what is happening, and let me put my limit order of 12. So 12 points. So 22,012, that is where my limit order is for the 240 points. So let's see if we can hit it, right? And I will be, if price goes up, then I will be putting my stop order at $100 profit, so that at least I secure that $100. So that's how I'm going to play. So let's see if it can reach 22,012. okay, looks like okay, so the target got achieved. So you can see over here that I went long at 22,000 over here, and I sold it at 22,012 for $240 profit. So that you know, I just closed the position. As you can see, I'm out of the position now, and so far um, very happy about it. Now the reason why I took this trade is because, let me show you. So the liquidity charts over here, since the start of the session, I was talking about there's a huge liquidity block, order block over here, which signifies the red line, red zone, that is this one. Now the moment we approached this zone, after that we took out that liquidity, right? We took out, and then you can see, let me zoom out, there was no liquidity present. So this big green bar basically took out the entire liquidity, right? So what I was searching for is an opportunity at 22,000 to go long for 10 to 12 points or 15 points, and then see what happens. But now you can see that since we took out this liquidity, we are literally going up like very strongly. So this is why I just want to show you the mechanism of breakouts, and the importance of passive sellers is really important. It's really important to understand that, because once we eliminate those passive sellers, then it gives the bulls a very easy room to go up. So end of the day, markets are the interaction of buyers and sellers, right? So if you eliminate the sellers near any zone, then it becomes easy for bulls to break out. So that's exactly how I played this scenario. So now, to be really honest with you, I should be done for the day. The reason why I should be done for the day is the total tally of the day is 707 in one account, so that gets copied across 5 accounts. So ID, and also the number of trades. So you can see over here that I don't know, for some reason TradesByAdvait doesn't give the performance results that easily. Let's see if I can. Okay, so I go to settings, okay, so perfect. So you can see over here I took 9 trades today, out of which 8 were winning and 1 was losing, right? So even that one which was losing, I averaged out, so eventually it turned out to be profit. So over here you can see the entire log. So I started my day with 5 micro contracts, right, and average it out to 1 2 3 4 5 contracts again. So netted profit over there, and then I just traded 3 one full contract trade. So this is the performance. Not a single trade was more than half an hour or more than 20 minutes. So you can see it was like 37 seconds, 28 seconds, 1 minute, 29 seconds. So that's that's the goal over here, right? So ideally I should be done for the day. So now for me, it doesn't make sense to stay in front of the screen and watch the and then get enticed and then do the over trading. So that's something that I don't encourage, and I don't watch. Yes, what you can do is you can learn and you can observe, but it's not a good thing to keep on trading. So over here you can see that I'm now, after taking 3 to 4 trades since the morning and being up by $700, so it's really good. So there is no need to over trade, right? And you can find all the trades over here in the logs, right? All the trades that I did, and all the rationales in the live stream why I did that. So, and the reason why I'm telling you this is now, since I'm out of all the positions, right? Let's discuss the market structure, right? The market structure over here, the actual move on the upside, like the big move, to be honest. So you look at the move, right? It's the move is almost 220 points, right? So when the market is already up by 220 points, right? Now I don't have a really good conviction to trade on the long side. Why? Because we are already above the R1 pivot zone. We are already approaching the R2, and also I want to show you the daily perspective. So the daily perspective in the daily charts, we have already broken out. So this is the breakout, right, in this zone, right? It's a breakout. So now you can see the total tally is almost around, we are already up around 1%. So I don't want to fight the trend and short over here. That is the last thing I want to do. That I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I am not, I don't have a high conviction to go long at these levels, right? So as a day trader, as an intraday trader, my job is to now only observe what is going to happen in the entire day. Because one thing, I've already made my profit. Second thing, I've already taken 3 trades, which was $100 plus in profit each trade. So now when I was starting as a trader, right, it was very enticing that, hey, if I'm going in a good form, why not continue it? But over the course of years, I realized that discipline is more important. Okay, your daily targets are met, then you should be done for the day, right? So that's where I'm coming from, because the major value of the move, the major meat in the game is already done for the day. So now there are very high chances that, let me show you, there are very high chances that we will just go sideways and chop around, for the entire day. So the major move is already done. Okay, so there is no point for me to stick around and try to figure out and force the trades. So that is why I'm going to close the stream. And but before that, I want to answer any questions, any concerns, any thoughts from you guys. So if anybody has any questions, if they want to look into particular screens that I show, then please feel free to write it in the chat, and I would love to uh, answer in my best possible manner, to whatever I know the best. So uh, if anybody has any questions, any concerns, please feel free to put that down in the chat. And if no questions, no concerns, then we'll close the live stream in few minutes. So I'll wait for the questions, and let's see. But yeah, today, to be really honest with you, it's almost 1 hour of the opening session. So yeah, almost 1.5 hour of the opening session, and we just netted a good $700. So yeah, eh, will happily stay out, because always remember, preserving the capital is enabling you to go out there on the next day to perform at the highest level. So any questions, any concerns in the chat, guys? For all the viewers who's viewing, any thoughts that you can put in the chat. And if not, then I would like to close the stream over here. I'll wait for a minute or so, and in the meantime, I'll just share my thoughts over here. So you can see over here, price is going up, and delta is also going up, so it's pretty strong day. So for anybody who is thinking of shorting, think again. you know Play with caution. So that's my advice. Okay, so we have a new viewer, Manas. Thank you so much for joining, my friend. Really appreciate your presence, and feel free to ask any questions if you have any. I would love to discuss and answer that. But yeah, so far, really, good trading session so far. We were able to be in discipline, take the profit, get out from the position at 5 to 10 points, so everything went well. Only the first trade was kind of hiccup, but I was able to manage the position in such a way that I was able to average it out, because I started the position with a very small size. So that is one of the key learnings that I want you guys to know. Like, you start the position small, and then eventually when the thesis plays out in your favor, then you can scale out. So that's one of the key things to note over here. And yeah, I think everybody's good. Nobody has questions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close the stream for now, and hopefully I can continue this, for more frequently every morning. So please stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe so that you get the notification whenever I post any content. So yeah, if you think I have provided a value in this content, then please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. It helps a lot to the channel. So yeah, with that words, thank you so much, guys, for joining, and I will close the stream now. Have a great day, everyone.